Time to make the character interact with the scene. You may be tempted to use the famous old way of using has method check. It goes like this. The interactable object checks if the interactor has a method, for example hit. If so, it passes itself as the parameter and calls the function. The player then checks whatever necessary to decide what to do upon the interaction. This does work, but it's not reusable and creates a direct dependency between the player and the interactable object. On the other hand, the hit function now has a lot of responsibilities. You can enhance the system by separating the responsibilities into their own dedicated functions, but you still have to code a hit function for each interactor, and the dependencies between the hit function and the rest of the object logic makes it hard to modularize your systems and make them reusable. I still argue that this is a lazy and dirty implementation of a brilliant solution. You can create a dedicated reusable module consisting of two nodes, sender and receiver. The sender of type X listens to a signal, and when the signal is emitted, checks if the target receiver is sensitive to the type X. If so, it calls the receive function of the target receiver, passing the necessary data as the parameter. The receiver only emits a signal selected in the inspector, informing its owner of the interaction and the necessary details. What happens upon the emitting of that signal depends on the internal logic of the interactor. This way, the interactor, the sender-receiver module, and the interactable are completely decoupled and reusable. Now let's utilize the sender-receiver module of ReuseLogic Nexus. I fixed some minor bugs and added a few features to ReuseLogic Nexus, so download the preview number 2 version and the example number 2 before following along. Remove the old folder, copy the add-on, and put the example folder inside ReuseLogic Nexus folder. Let's make two pickable items, coin and diamond. To do so, navigate to ReuseLogic Nexus Globals folder and add two sender types to sender list.tres file. Adding a new scene named coin, choose the area 3D as the root node. Let's use box mesh for the mesh instance 3D and color it yellow. Use the same shape for the collision shape 3D and place a few of them in the level. Now add the sender node to the coin, and as you see, it must be a child of the brain node. Adding a touch signal to the brain, let's choose the appropriate sender type and send signal in the sender node. The touch signal should be emitted, so attach a script to the coin, and just like the previous tutorials, use a signal picker child to access the brain signals in the inspector. Connecting the body enter signal of the area 3D to its own script, emit the touch signal so the sender node does its job upon contact. Of course, we need a reference to the brain to do so. Running the game, we get errors. It's self-explanatory. This is how you pass the detected body to the sender node. Now we need to add the receiver node to the player. Again, the receiver node must be a child of the brain. Adding a sender signal pair, let's choose the appropriate items. We need the pick coin signal, so add it to the brain, turn off debug on the brain, turn on debug on the receiver, select the pick coin signal in the receiver, and run the game. As you see, everything is working as expected. To keep it simple, let's just print coin picked up and destroy the coin upon contact. Add another signal picker child to the player and connect it to pick coin function. Let's see what we've got in the data variable. Sender owner is the one we are looking for. And we are done. We are not done. Whether the coin is gonna be destroyed when picked up is the coin's business, not the player's. We must somehow kill the coin inside the coin scene itself. Fortunately, ReuseLogic Nexus saves you again. Add a pick signal to the coin brain and select it as a sender receive signal. Add another signal picker child to the coin script and connect it to the pick function. Let's print the data again to see what we got. Of course, it doesn't do anything because we didn't ask the receiver in the player to inform the coin sender of the successful reception. Remove the queue free and use this instead. You can also pass any additional information if necessary. In this setup, both the player and the coin know exactly what has happened and have access to each other. The responsibilities can easily be decoupled and put where it actually belongs to. Let's kill the coin and we are done. I'm gonna leave the diamond pickable item as your homework. Pause the video and try to add it on your own. Watch the rest of the video when you are done. Okay, simply duplicate the coin scene, rename it, change the appearance, and set the sender type to diamond. Back to the player, make the receiver sensitive to the diamond type by adding a new sender signal pair. We need a pick diamond signal in the brain. Of course, we can now easily add a new signal picker child to the player code and do it as we did for the coin. But let's make it fancier. Add a new signal to the brain called touch diamond. Make the receiver emit this one instead of the pick diamond. Navigate to the jump, run jump and fall states and make them emit the pick diamond if touch diamond is emitted. Now add the pick diamond signal to the player script and connect it to a function called pick diamond. Don't forget to select the signal in the inspector. This way the player picks the diamonds only if it is jumping. Putting some diamonds in the level, let's check it out. As you see, the sender does send a message and it is of course received, but nothing happens because the player is not in the appropriate state. If you jump, the diamonds will be picked up and the receiver will inform the sender of the successful reception. Now you start to see how powerful ReuseLogic Nexus is. Leave a comment and share your valuable insight with me so I know you have watched the video to the end. Thank you.